Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome you to Chisholm Trail Technology Center this afternoon. We're glad to have you on campus. I'm going to turn it over to Shauna Rupp, and we'll begin our program. Thank you.
Thank you all for taking time today to join us. And we are so grateful for Chisholm Trail and so proud to be able to partner with all that they do here, all they're accomplishing. It's just incredible. We're so very thankful. Thanks for hosting. I know you guys, I know what it takes to put on things like this. So we are very grateful to all of you and all your staff. Thanks for sponsoring the lunch and having the event out here. This is very important, and we're excited to get updates. So we're going to close out the event with just a few things on the chamber end. And so, but without further ado, we are going to ask Mr. Andy Evans to come up, Superintendent of Kingfisher Public Schools, and he's going to give us an update.
Well, it's a pleasure to be with you today, and it's always a pleasure to represent Kingfisher Public Schools. And we didn't change Buzz. This is just an artistic rendering in cubist form. That at least that's what the art teachers told me. But I really thought it was pretty good, and as we go through this, I'm going to have a lot of stuff from our kids. But at this point, it's important for me to make introductions. I've got two board members with me today. That would be Mr. Bill Wrights and Mr. Brad Whitrock. And they have to put up with me every month or all the texts they get during the week. And I'd also like to recognize Carly Franks and Jeff Hyatt, former board members at Kingfisher. And then, of course, my lovely wife, who I got in a lot of trouble for not recognizing last year. Stand up, dear. Stand up, stand up. Now, I know that a lot of you are probably coming, expecting, hoping for the much vaunted Andy Evans pie graphs, spreadsheets, and all kinds of numerical analyses. But last week, as I was sitting around the house watching Kansas City Chiefs play football and win again, which is rare because I'm also an OSU football fan. But as we were sitting there, Beth comes in. She says, "Now, here's the rules. Not going to be any spreadsheets, and there's not going to be any pie graphs. We are going to have this. We are going to have this in just a normal human conversation." And I said, "That's not normal, but I will do that since I am an obedient husband." So, as we go forward. No spreadsheet, no pie graph. I want to point out something. We've worked really hard, and our board, and Carly was on the board when we started this, and Bill and Brad, Charles, and Dana, and Mike have all been part of helping us to craft this budget in a way that helps us to move forward and move past what we have been dealing with. The biggest thing I want to point out to you here is I want you to look. I made this graph a couple of weeks ago. I showed it at Lions Club, but they were too busy laughing and honking some kind of horn or something. But as we look at this, I want you to look at the height that we've got to and where we're at now. What we did with this budget was we looked back at 2023, 2022, and 2021, and we structured the budget to meet our students. Because in 2021, 2022, and 2023, we had ESSER funding. The ESSER funding was the COVID money funding, and we had to adjust the budget to take that out. We also had to adjust the budget to make it fit what our resources are or what we looked at our resources as being. And what we were really looking at was what our revenue was in 2025, which wound up being somewhere around $15.5 to $16 million. We wanted to make sure we were well under that because we didn't know what the parameters of our budget would be this year. You've got to do that. And what we've done is we've moved whenever we started this, We had an unusual amount of money in services and supplies, if you look at that, and we really reduced that. But we also reduced our payroll. And as we reduced our payroll, we naturally reduced our burdens. That was an important thing that we had to do to bring our budget under control and to make it move into what we wanted to look like. This is a picture that if you're ever in the need of art, go to Kingfisher High School, go to the upper elementary, you are going to find either photographic art, you're going to find regular art, because this is really the art displays that we have. But this was one of Dr. Johnson's students' pictures that was entered in a contest. The other thing that we set our budget to was the judgment that has been hanging over our heads. What we've set our budget for is we've set our budget to where our intention is somewhere in January or February to purchase the judgment from the First United Bank of Norman. And the reason that we are working to do this is because we don't want this on the tax rolls in 2027. Whenever you pay your taxes, we're trying to get rid of it. And we want to do that as expeditiously as possible, because I really do not want to pay another 9.5% interest payment. That is awful. And that's why we're negotiating with them now, because they've made their money. We need to just see if we can't get it down a little bit lower. But we're having to work with Britton, Kuykendall, and Miller about this. I was talking to Mark Squires at a football game, because he was on the board when all this was going on. And he said, you can't pay a judgment with general fund money. I said, no, you can't. Doesn't say you can't buy a judgment with general fund money, though. And that's that's what the attorneys have told us. That's what our accountants have told us. And it has to be an investment if we purchase it, but the investment that we want to make sure that we point out is the investment back into our community and to get rid of that third year of the judgment, which has been the board's goal all along. That's what we did whenever we did our reductions. We did that to try to make it through the year. We did that successfully. Now that we've restructured, we can move right on along with what we need to do next. This was one of the pictures that Dr. Johnson had. This is kind of like one of their abstract type things that they do, but it's a really cool weather picture. We do have several new programs to the district. We have two that are not up here. We're actually using CareerTech to do math and science for high school credit through their CareerTech programs, which is a big deal. That is huge. That allows us to hopefully get more students out here. But I want you to notice, we've gone to the school nutrition for all students. This was a big deal that we started working on this time last year, and we actually got it to where it would work. We've got a literacy grant with the State Department of Education, and this is a 4-year grant to improve our reading and language arts instruction. And our rollout has been a little bit bumpy on this, and part of it was because we didn't get our stuff from the State Department until May, and it was supposed to go into effect in June. So we were running around. Haley Mitchell is our literacy coach, and Sheila Redwine runs our program. And it is it's been a heavy lift, and it's been a heavy lift for our teachers. But I want to point out something here. Literacy is central to any education endeavor, and the big thing that we've seen is our teachers have been willing to jump in there and start looking at things in a different manner, and you'll see why in a minute. We're going to be offering on-site biology from Redlands Community College with the labs included for the first time, I think, ever. When I was a principal, I taught biology down at Redlands, but they would not bring it up to the school. We're hoping that this benefits our area. We've got an Inspire grant that is we're just rolling out. We got the confirmation. right before the big government shutdown. We don't know when they're going to start paying us on this thing, but it is a Native American grant that comes through the Department of the Interior or with the Department of Education. And we're utilizing it to push our, to further drive our literacy efforts and our math efforts to try to improve where we're at. Our students deserve the best education they can get, and the only way we're going to fix the issues that we have, and every district has, is if we work and try to improve on what we're doing. I want to point out over here on this side, our successes. I ran out of room. We had a tremendous year last year. We had 2 young men that got to go to nationals in robotics last year. We've got one young lady that's singing at the National FFA chorus today. We've got a 3-time, if this were wrestling, we'd say 3-time state academic champion cross country team. Those girls are really good. And the nice thing about it is they can really run too. The academic state champion softball team from last year, they were a 10% academic team of distinction softball team this year. The team that beat them, I think, was from Harding Charter Prep. I don't think they could play. So, but our girls really had a good season. 4A state champion academic girls basketball team that they got theirs after they finished their competition at the state basketball tournament, so forth and so on. But this right here, the Southwestern Oklahoma State University Academic Team Sweepstakes Champion, their coach is here. It's Paula Leffingwell. I did competitive academics for a long time, and I only won it once. She goes down there, and we won in business communications. We won in, didn't we win science? Technology. If you really want to be around somebody that's really on a heater, if you want somebody to go to Vegas with you for the NFR, get Kurt Kai. Just load him up, take him. I mean, he might bring you a little extra luck because he really had a good year academically last year. Now, this is a set. If you go over to the queue, you'll see our 4th and 5th graders did this art too. And it's really cool because I'm not a good enough photographer to catch it, but if you look at it straight on, like see the owl back there, there's things cut out like that. That just blows me away that they do that. This is the substitute for pie grass. I didn't let her see it last night so we didn't get in trouble. This scatter plot covers all the districts in the state. And whenever we started looking at our test scores last year, I was a little concerned about where does Kingfisher fall within our academic standings of what we used to be. Because, I was here in 2010. I knew what it was when I left in 2010. I wanted to see more. I wanted to really see what it was. Well, my good friends from Edunomics, which is from the McCord School of Business at Georgetown University, sent this to me yesterday. And here's how you read this. As we move from left to right, the amount of money spent per student increases. All right? The number of proficient students increases the higher you go on the graph. Sorry for the bad language right there. I just did not get that put right. So this line right here is the division line between average and not average. All right? I put this up here for one reason. I've got a couple more that we'll flip through. This is going to be pretty fast. Look at the number of schools right here that are Northwest Oklahoma schools. As a matter of fact, this is almost predominantly housed by Northwest Oklahoma schools. Now, we do tend to have more money in Northwest Oklahoma. These schools from 14,000 down to 8,000 don't have a whole lot of money. per student that they're spending. But we are putting our treasure into our students. And look at the results that we're getting. Right here, this number with Kingfisher, if you would have looked at this blip 15 years ago, we haven't lost our position any at all. What's happened is we have had some of the schools that mimicked a lot of what we were doing come out and start moving up. But I want to point out, here is Deer Creek. Here is Kingfisher. There is a 6% difference. But I want to point out one other thing. See this green circle right here? When you come over here and look at this green right here, there's 0 to 25% disadvantaged students. Whenever you look at ours, we're somewhere 50 to 75% disadvantaged students. They should be beating us. But are they in everything? Oh, small Beckman Ford ad here. Beckman Ford has been donating to a tax type deal where they get tax credits back at 90%. They did it through OPSRC this year. They'd been doing it through a company in Tulsa last year. But they had donated enough money over the last 3 or 4 years that we were able to go in and get these really cool, awesome VR headsets for our math and science kids. They use them constantly to mimic different things, but the math kids really love them. And we also were able to take replace some of our electronic math curriculum with actual math books. We really appreciate that. That was, I talked to them about it, and they said that would be a great use for them. So, is Deer Creek beating us in everything? I would say not, because look at this. They don't even show up. They disappeared right here. But we'll go to one more, and here oops, I fat fingered Dad. Sorry about that. Okay, so we got Bethany. That is one of our schools. But look how close we are. We're only within 10% difference. Let me tell you what this graph would look like 15 years ago. 15 years ago, this graph would be moved upwards 15%. What's happened? Well, a lot of what's happened is the way that we're doing the testing has changed, and some of the things that we look at as far as what's important has changed. But the point here is that we haven't really lost our position within the state, even though we're not happy with our test scores. And we're jumping through hoops to do this. We've still got great teachers. We've still got great effort that we're putting forward. But whenever you look at these numbers, what you're having to realize is that we have to do some work to pick this up. And these are some of our Stuco students that are helping. We appreciate that. But here we go. 4th grade proficiency. Look at that. We're actually ahead of Deer Creek right there. And we're really pretty far out there ahead of just about most other people. And what I would say to this is, as you look at these graphs, and these are available if you want them. This is public record. I can get it for you, whatever. But as you look at these graphs and you see what we're looking at as far as the schools, these are just a look in history. These aren't where you're destined to be. If you don't work hard, these numbers don't go up. And we've got to work hard, and we've got to keep going. And we need you to encourage our teachers to do so, because what they're doing is hard work. I mean, we're dealing with trying to get students to move up grade levels in their literacy rate. These numbers are mostly, this next one is mostly your class that you guys were in. And once again, we're holding tight, and we're pretty much in the same place. But as you look at the total 8th grade proficiencies, what we've got to realize is we've got to keep moving up, because there's 5 tests in 8th grade. That's why you see the proficiencies lower. And this one is high school proficiency. And once again, we're holding our own. We're pretty much in the same place. We're amazingly consistent in our numbers. But here's something that I really want to point out to you. Our number of students that show up, chronic absenteeism, you hear about that all the time. These kids don't come to school. Well, looky here. This is the average. 10% is the average in the state. I looked up Kingfishers because we're right here. We're 5.9%. It can be better, but it can be a lot worse. Thank you on behalf of our students. Thank you on behalf of our faculty. And we really appreciate the support that our community and our surrounding community gives to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Evans. Great to have the Chamber on campus today. We always look forward to hosting this event every year and talking about our partnership that we have with Kingfisher Schools and letting you hear from students. So I'm just going to go through a few things, some changes we've had on campus this year, and then we want you to hear from Kingfisher students that are attending here. This year we've had several changes on campus. Many of you know about the new building. We put in a new program on the south end. It's an electrical trades program. Spencer Struck is our instructor for that program. And then on the north end, we moved our welding program over due to capacity. We had 12 booths in our program. We had about 24 students in our morning section, and we needed to expand capacity for that program as it was a growing program. And we've moved them over. They have about 35 welders in there between the morning and the afternoon. And so that's been a great addition to our campus and allowed us to serve more students. By doing that, we were able to then take our part-time cabinetry program and move it to a full-time construction trades program and move them out to the old welding facility, which doubled the space that they had previously had. And then our cosmetology program, we didn't add space, but we added a second instructor to that program so that we could serve more students in that program. And so our demand for students to come has continued to increase. That's not just Chisholm Trail, that's statewide. There's about 10,000 students statewide that are on wait list trying to get into CareerTech programs as a high school student. And so we've worked for our district and thankful for the support of our board that's allowed us to do that, to try to create capacity so that we can continue to serve more students across our district. And so we're excited about the future of Oklahoma CareerTech. We really see the value for high school students and adults to attend here. One thing that we're really seeing change is for a long time, and I think it was the incorrect message, we've told every student they need to go to college, and that's not the case. I think students are figuring out we don't need to just tell every student they need to go to college. We need to find the right fit for every student. For some students, that is college, and for some students, that's learning a skill and entering the workforce. And we're looking forward to creating more opportunities here on our campus to do that. One thing I wanted to highlight specific to Kingfisher this year, we've got 86 Kingfisher students on campus. That's 44% of their juniors and seniors are on this campus this year. So we're nearing more students attending here as a high school student than not attending here. State average is somewhere around the 20% range that students are at a CareerTech. Some are higher in your rural areas. You typically have a higher percentage, but to have 44% attend is excellent. A lot of that is due to Kingfisher Schools administration and counselors making an effort for students to be here. And so we appreciate what Ms. Leftingwell and Ms. Bastard, Mr. Evans, and their high school principals do to try to encourage that students, that they remove barriers on their campus, that students are here. And those numbers are a reflection of their efforts to do that. One thing I wanted to highlight that Mr. Evans touched on, this year, all 8th graders statewide are operating under new graduation requirements. Okay, that's not whether they choose to, everybody's operating under that. What that allows them to do is if they attend a program here, any of our programs, they're able to either pick up a third or fourth math or a third science through attending our programs. Our graduation requirements have probably been the same since I think 1998 or 1999, and a lot has changed in our society to do so, and this aligns more for benefiting students, that they can come to our welding program and get that third math or third science. I'm really excited to see, right now, for those students, that will be a mandate. That's state law. For any student that's a 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grader, they have the ability to opt in. Kingfisher Schools has opted in early to those new requirements. We think as these 8th graders get closer and closer to that, we're going to see more and more students choose that pathway and exercise using these programs to meet those graduation requirements. I'm going to ask 4 students to come up one at a time to tell you a little bit about their program and what they want to use that for going forward. So we'll start with Avery Snider from Cosmetology. If you'll come up and tell us a little bit about your program.
Good afternoon. My name is Avery Snider, and I'm a senior at Kingfisher High School. I'm a cosmetology student at Chisholm Technology Center here in Omega, Oklahoma. Thank you for the Chamber for having me and our local businesses for everything you do to keep this community vibrant. I chose cosmetology because I love the idea that skill, creativity, and service can change how someone feels about themselves in an instant. What I didn't expect was how much this program would shape me as a professional. Yes, we learn hair, skin, and nails, but we're also learning how to show up for people, manage a book of business, and keep clients safe. Here's a few important professional skills we practice every day. Color and highlighting, learning how to mix, apply, and correct color safely. Cutting and shaping hair, mastering techniques for different styles and haircuts. Styling hair, blowouts, curls, updos, braidings, and other finishing techniques. Workplace standard, dress code, station setup, safety, and accountability. Our student salon is where it all comes together. We serve real clients occasionally, track our services, and learn how to fix problems professionally when something doesn't go planned. There is nothing like seeing a client's face light up because of the work you did with your own hands. I'm graduating in May 2026, and my goals are to join a salon in Oklahoma. The beauty industry is about wellness, confidence, and business, 3 things that make local economies stronger. If you're curious to see what we do, please visit CTTC, book a student service, take a tour, or just come say hi. We'd love to welcome you. Thank you again to the Chamber, to Miss Pierce and Miss Glinda, who push us to be excellent, and to the businesses that make this community special. My name is Avery Snider, and I can't wait to serve CTTC with skill, professionalism, and heart.
Thank you, Avery. We'll have Jozie Loewen come up from HCC.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jozie Loewen. I'm a senior at Kingfisher High School and a second-year student in our Health Careers program. I joined last year and took anatomy and physiology, medical terminology, and long-term care, and had to complete 16 hours of clinical hours. And I obtained my CNA in April of 2025. Since then, I've started working as a CNA at Center of Family Love in Okarche, which has been an amazing opportunity and learning experience. This year, I am enrolled in the advanced nursing pathway, and I'm taking phlebotomy, concepts, foundations, and hopefully a little pharmacology. So this program has completely shaped me as a person and made me who I am today. It's made me stronger, smarter, more resilient, and none of it would have been possible without my support system, which is my teachers, my administrators, and everybody in between. So thank you to all of you who have stood behind me and supported me and loved me, even when it was tough love. Thank you for the Chamber for keeping Kingfisher beautiful and running and pumping. And thank you for letting me come speak to you today. Thank you.
Thank you, Jozie. We're going to have Andrew Takape come up and talk about our new program, Electrical Trades.
Hello, I'm Andrew Takape, don't try saying it because it's a little bit harder to pronounce than you think. So mainly from this electrical trades program, being able to be one of the first students from it, it's definitely a new experience, not just for me, but also for the teachers. I'd say that instead of taking more towards the skill part, I'd rather see what it's basically given me. By taking this, I was able to help rebuild our stage for our new platform in my church. Due to this, I was able to find out that wires actually have names and it's not just the red one and the black one. Also, the way he runs it and the way he instructs us, it's very much like an actual job opportunity. It's like we are actually working, and he holds these standards to us. Although we might not hold them up as much as we probably should, but that's just from personal experience. I try to hold it up and be as professional as I can, even though we're just kids at school. I look to it more as an opportunity. I hope to take this further on past high school as I go back down to Texas and I go to college, and I'd be able to use this while I'm in college. And I know it's an outstanding profession, as I know many other electricians who are doing it. And I just wanted to thank you. I just wanted to say thank you to the faculty, and thank you, Mr. Struck, personally, for being able to teach us these things so personally and so professionally. And I just wanted to thank you, the Chamber of Commerce, for being able to help with this partnership with the CTTC.
Thank you. And last student we're going to have from our practical nursing program, an adult, Loren Smith.
Good afternoon. My name is Loren Smith. I am currently finishing the PM program. I completed my Certified Nursing Assistant certification in 2022. It allowed me to gain hands-on lessons and personalized guidance throughout the program. After I graduated, I knew I wanted to continue my healthcare career. So then I transferred over to the adult program, where I completed some of my prerequisites for the PM program. It was beneficial in the aspect that it focused on practical learning and helped prepare me for what was ahead. After working in an assisted living facility as a certified nursing assistant for a couple of years, I knew I was ready to further my education, and I landed myself a spot in the PM program. Through this program, I have gained the skills and knowledge it takes to become a confident nurse. My end goal is to become a hospice nurse and truly care for those as they enter their eternal home. My journey through CTTC has been a great experience, and the foundation of this CareerTech has prepared me not just for my certification, but also for compassion and dedication for patient care. Thank you.
You know, I think often we hear this in our society. You know, every generation that comes along, we think, well, that generation doesn't do it like my generation, or they don't work as hard as they used to. When I hear our students come up here and speak, I think we have great hope in this generation that's coming. And in fact, I think they're starting to figure some things out that previous generation hadn't. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get a skill. I'm going to work towards that, and I'm going to go to work. And so I think we have a great future, and we see that constantly here with our students. They're driven. They know what they want to do, and they're going to go accomplish that. And probably something I couldn't say as a high school student at this age, or get up in front and speak in front of the chamber. I think I changed my degree 3 times and still had no idea what I wanted to do after 4 years. And so I really want to commend our students and just encourage you. You guys have a great pathway in front of you, and you're on your way to success. So thank you. That's my favorite part of the program, is to listen to the students. And I don't want to take much time so that you can hear from them. That's that's why we do what we do every day. Last thing I've asked a couple of my employees, and before I forget, I want to mention Joy Hill has put this banquet together today. Really appreciate the work she's been putting in all week to get ready for that. Appreciate Barry Fletcher, our maintenance director, and Dan Craig, small business manager, for cooking burgers. Whenever we do one of these, our staff does a great job of making this a nice event. Last thing I want to do, oftentimes people focus on what we do is teaching high school students through our programs or adults, but we have another part of our district, and that's our business and industry services. And so I've asked Paul Hirsch, our business and industry director, and Dan Craig, our small business manager, to talk a little bit about the services they do, and if there's ever anything we can do to help serve you as a business, we would be happy to do so.
How do I follow that? Impressive, thank you. I was having a bit of a rough day, and then I hear you all talk, and it's kind of refreshing. So thank you. It makes me feel better about the world that I think sometimes is going to, you know what. Anyway, what we're doing in the biz department currently, November 3rd, we're getting ready to start a nighttime welding program. And so far, I believe we have 7, confirmed and signed up. So that's a very good number. So that starts November 3rd. It'll be at nighttime, 2 nights a week out here. Secondly, Core Civic has finally got a contract at the Watonga prison that has been shut down since 15, 16 years. So they were rewarded a contract, and they're in the process of gearing up. So what that means for us is they're going to start using our firing range just to the west of us a lot, probably even this room a lot, as they did the first time they opened it up. So that's rather exciting. We just finished up a customized CDL class for Wheeler Brothers. That was very successful. I believe we had 11 of them that went through, including one of the owners as well. They all passed, very successful. Our CDL program has been pretty successful out at Watonga, just north side of Watonga. I believe we mentioned that during a past banquet. We currently have a CDL class going on as we speak. Just came back from there emptying trash. We usually have motorcycle classes going on currently, but due to construction and due to our course needed to be repainted, that's supposed to be repainted this weekend. This man that can type anything known to mankind, including grants, we were rewarded a grant to buy new motorcycles because we were in desperate need of them because we've been doing this for quite some time. So we got that rewarded, and then guess what Dan got this week? An email from them saying, due to the government shutdown, the money's there, but cease all activity. You will not purchase the motorcycles yet. Do nothing until the government starts back up again. So I was wondering if it was ever going to trickle down and affect us, and sure enough, this week it did. So hopefully powers that be will get their act together and let's get this country up and running again instead of looking stupid to everybody else. That's just a personal thing there. Dan, do you have anything?
No, I was going to say, if you see those guys from Wheeler Brothers, they can now drive legally. So Lad Lafferty can legally drive a semi. He's not going out after midnight to avoid the highway patrol. So that was a good thing. We got a safe driver on the road.
Yes. If y'all have any need, I think there's several people already in here that we've done training for in the past. You know to call us, contact Dan, contact myself. We are in constant contact. We are out and about. I go to Blanchard tomorrow for Pioneer Telephone to finally finish up their fire extinguisher, hands-on fire extinguisher for every employee. I'm very excited about finishing that up tomorrow. Over 400 people got to go through and put out a fire. So tomorrow, last day in Blanchard. With that, thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. Again, students, outstanding job. Thank you so much for your time. Have a safe travel back.
Don't leave. Hold this body is closing the program. The first thing Mr. Thomas said to me when I got out here today was, is this one of your favorite events? And we were joking about the fact that it's because I didn't have to decorate or set up or cook. I do love that. But I have to say, truly, this really is one of our favorite chamber events because of you guys. I heard words today like advancements, success, accomplishments, hope, outstanding, professional, excellence. Throughout the entire day today, from the lower grade school level to the high school level, higher education, beyond. I am so thankful and so humble for everyone who makes this possible. We thank you for every positive seed you're planting, and for, as leadership, thank you for striving to get Kingfisher in our area where we know we need to be excellence in all we do. So we want to thank you. Even if you're not in the room and you watch the video later, hello, thank you for all you are doing towards the success. So, and we mean that. So thank you, guys. Yes. Mr. Evans, thanks for coming and preparing and all your wonderful graphs. We enjoyed those today. And Mr. Thomas, for your expansion out here, and incredible what you guys are doing. And I am so grateful to you students for being brave enough to present today, but also for being able to recognize the importance of the partnership between the high school, the CareerTech, the chamber, because it is important that we remain relevant for you guys as future leaders in our community, future business owners in our community. One of these days, you'll be sitting in one of these seats as a business owner, and we're super excited to be able to partner with you even in the future. So congratulations on your success, and thank you all for being brave enough today to present. We're so proud of you. So yes. All right, so a couple of things. The chamber is finishing out our year with exciting activities. And you all know that next Tuesday is our final coffee vibe of the year. So we're going to be vibing one more time. And at that vibe is where you all will sign up for the host locations for next year. You have to be present to sign up, or a representative of your business to be able to sign up. So we're excited to see you there out at Mercy Hospital. And they are revealing a Senior Life Solutions, which is a new, very valuable program that we have in Kingfisher that we're proud to hear more about. And then on the 6th, you all have a reminder on your calendar. Please RSVP for that event. It's our end of year member mingle, and it's going to be out at the Cedar Gate. We're really looking forward to finishing off the year and celebrating our success together and telling you guys about things to come. And then, why do you say, oh, is a giant gift bag up in front of the day today? And why could Jaren be wearing this huge cheer bow?
That I heard looks like a sorority girl from the 80s.
So, we are very, very excited to, losing our props here. The Chamber is partnering with local businesses and merchants, and we are going to start an incentive campaign. We are partnering with the City of Kingfisher, and this promotion runs the November 1st through November 25th. And for every $20 you spend at participating merchants, you get one entry up to 5. And we will give away one cash drawing at the Kingfisher Winter Nights opening night on November 29th. And it will be for $1,000 cash. Yeah. So we're very excited about that. Thankful that we can partner with the city. The city is sponsoring that $1,000 cash prize. So just another come in, we're local, shop local, spend local, it's important. And so we're super excited to be able to reveal that today. And so this is one of the things, you know, when you guys come to chamber events, you get to hear things first. So we're glad you are all here. And thank you, businesses also and community members who make this all happen and support anyway. And you all, anything else, Mr. Thomas, to close out?
You might mention next year during Coffee Vibe, we're going to do a campus-wide tour.
Yes.
Next fall.
Yes. Yes, so we're going to be hosting a vibe at the Chisholm Trail next year, and we're going to be doing tours of the facility, which will be, man, just that will be worth coming out for. You got to get a concept of what happens beyond these doors. So that would be a one you want to put on your calendar. So we'll get you that date. All right. So thank you all again for coming, and we so appreciate you. And you guys know it is a grand day for business and all things education in Kingfisher.